LWC is the fastest growing independent licensed trade wholesaler in the United Kingdom, providing local coverage from our nationwide network of distribution depots. We supply a range of over 5,800 products to almost 6,000 customers on a same-day delivery basis. This short film aims to welcome new distribution staff and to help make you familiar with our working systems. We'll show you a snapshot of your typical daily routine, the duties you need to fulfill, and some of the challenges you may encounter. As a new employee here at LWC, you will already have been issued with your uniform. You'll be required to wear it at all times throughout your daily duties. You will also have received your personal protection equipment. This consists of a pair of steel reinforced boots, a pair of protective gloves and a high visibility vest. Always remember their importance and their value to your safety. The loading areas and the warehouse are busy places, so always make your way around site safely using appropriate pedestrian walkways. If you are the driver for the day, find the vehicle you have been allocated and complete your tachograph entry. Now you must carry out your daily vehicle safety inspection using the check sheet provided with the vehicle. One full circuit of your vehicle is usually enough to enable a thorough inspection of all working parts and also a visual inspection for any new damage that may have occurred. As well as covering all legal requirements, remember it's important to check all of the fluid levels in your vehicle. Lack of oil, for instance, has often been the root cause of easily avoided costly breakdowns. If you find any faults, however minor, these are to be reported to your line manager, so that repairs can be carried out or if necessary, a replacement vehicle can be provided. To complete the inspection, return to your cab and check for dashboard warning lights. If you are the driver's assistant for the day, although you are not directly responsible for the vehicle's check, you should assist the driver where you can by checking the brake lights, for example. You are also responsible for helping tidy your vehicle both in the cab and in the loading area. Finally, you must check for audible warnings. Provided on each vehicle will be a drop mat, a rope and a sack truck. These should be inspected for wear each day. Any faults or missing items should be reported to your line manager at this time. Proper use and care of this equipment is essential for your own safety. After the inspection, proceed to make your vehicle ready for work for the day. If your vehicle has empty non-deposit kegs on board, then these should be dealt with appropriately by stacking them into the correct places in the empties yard. Any rubbish left in the vehicle should also be disposed of into the skip or bins provided at this point. Any waste cardboard or plastic wrap left on board must be put aside for recycling later. If your vehicle doesn't have enough fuel to last the whole day, then fill it now. Now it's time to report back to your line manager for allocation of your first run. Delivery times may vary according to individual customer requirements. Instructions will be added to each note stating the times for delivery and contact information. All of these details must be taken into consideration when planning your route. Having looked for any special instructions, you must then assemble the run into the most practical route for economy of both time and fuel. If you are aware of the need to load a particular order on a specific side or place on your vehicle, for example if the delivery point is on a one-way street, then make the loader aware of that need. When the route has been set, then loading can begin. Begin loading from the bulkhead of the vehicle, with the last drop to be delivered being the first item to be loaded. Carry on building the load until the first drop is finally loaded onto the rear of all the other orders. In this way, there should not be open spaces in front of loaded pallets during your journey. This will ensure load stability under heavy or emergency braking. The load should be spread evenly over the vehicle, ensuring stability throughout. Where possible, orders needing special placement should be correctly positioned. Although all loads are set within vehicle limits, always be aware not to overload front axles. If chemical cleaning fluids or bleaches etc. form part of the load, then special care should be taken that they are stored securely, in an upright position and where they cannot fall or be damaged by other items within the load. If accidental damage or leakage occurs on the vehicle, this should be reported to your line manager as soon as is practical. If gas is included on your manifest, then it will not, for safety reasons, have been picked by warehouse staff. When reading through delivery notes, always check for gas orders and collect gas cylinders before leaving the yard. Whilst you make your way to your destination, observe driving regulations at all times. Speeding does not impress your employer, nor the customer, nor the authorities. Always treat other road users with courtesy at all times. All company vehicles are sign written with contact details, and complaints from the public will always be investigated and dealt with in the appropriate manner. When you gain entry to make the delivery, find the person responsible for receiving the order. If there is no answer, phone the office for further instructions. If necessary, leave a card to say we have called. If the delivery warrants, then use your trolley to cut down on carrying and to save multiple journeys. Always ask if there are empty kegs to be returned, If there are, then collect them. If deposited items are returned, for example empty gas cylinders, then enter the product type and numbers into the columns provided on the delivery note. When both you and the customer are happy that the delivery is complete and all the paperwork is correct and signed, you are free to move on to your next delivery point. When delivering kegs, you must always use a drop mat. This will avoid damage to property and to the keg, but more importantly, it reduces your risk of back injury. Roll the keg to the edge of the vehicle. Keep a firm hold with both hands, controlling its fall throughout. Your feet must be positioned clear of either side of the drop mat and to its rear, away from the vehicle and away from the fall zone. If you are working in the cellar, stand clear of barrels being dropped and signal clearly when you are ready for the next item. Your workmate must always wait for that signal. Always ask if casks are to be stillaged. If so, mount them onto the stillage in the correct position for use, with the keystone to the front of the cask and the venting peg on top. Once these have been placed, they should not be moved before use. Be careful never to knock into other casks already in use. Movement within the cask will cause them to be unusable for a prolonged time or even spoil the beer completely. On return to the depot, book in all deposited items with the appropriate person. Get written confirmation and then take your completed paperwork to the transport office to be checked. This completes your first run. Now make your vehicle ready for the next load and report back to your line manager for your next instructions.